I'm only 30 minutes up the road. I'm gonna put belt ass today.
And they win the NFC South.
Oh man, I'm feeling good today, y'all. Voice is still a little bit raspy from yesterday. Man, it's nothing better. Happy Victory Monday. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the last time I checked, A.J. Brown does not play cornerback. Devonta Smith does not play safety. And Lane Johnson does not pass rush. He is not an outside linebacker the last time I checked. This was the Eagles' starting defense that took the field at Raymond James Stadium yesterday. And they got, straight up, simply put, smoked. Smoked. Came right out. Touchdown. Touchdown. Put their offense, who was hampered, in a hole. Eagles fans need to get on their defense big time. Stop making excuses for the team saying receivers. Defense. The national media harping on all of the Eagles' injuries. The hobbled Eagles fall in Tampa. The injury-riddled Eagles get defeated in the hot weather. What'd Justin Timberlake say? Cry me a... Come on now, bro. As if the Bucs weren't dealing with injuries of their own. But you know what? We don't talk about that. It's all about what Philly has going on. What a bounce back offensive performance from this team. Liam Cohen, shout out to you. Baker Mayfield, shout out to you. I mean, there's no one on the offense that I can't shout out right now. The offensive line did their job. Just a full team effort. Baker Mayfield, 30 for 47, throwing that rock. 347 yards and 2 touchdowns to finish off the day. One additional rushing touchdown where he just carries an Eagles safety, Mr. Reed Blankenship, right into the end zone. The way the offense came out, I mean, it was just perfect. And I think, this is the third week the Bucs have missed Gadecki, and I think Cohen is starting to figure out how to manage that as best as possible. And you see coming out quick passing, 3-step drop, 5-step drop, just not even letting the Eagles get a chance to get a pass rush going. And that just continued to tire them out throughout the game. Because with the Eagles defense, Fangio, he loves to rush 4, drop 7. So if you're going to drop 7, sure, we'll take a quick one here, quick one there, quick one here. And that defensive line's not going to get to us. It clicked right from the beginning. And the Bucs got their first opening drive touchdown in over a full season of games. A full season's worth of games. That is, that's worth the celebration right there. Is it not? You know how long we've been waiting on that. And look what we can do when Todd Bowles gets to throw his defense out there on the field with a lead. Just draw up the creative blitzes, confuse the offense, do what Todd Bowles does. The Bucs dictated this game from the beginning and set the Eagles up for failure by doing that, because without those two weapons, the goal was to run the ball with Saquon Barkley. And when you go down 3 scores in a quarter, well, you kind of got to throw the ball. I think they could have and should have ran Barkley a little bit more, because they didn't get a first down until halfway through the second quarter. Crazy. I mean, the start of that game was just, it was as good as it gets, honestly. Like, what could have gone better? And I mentioned it before, but the way the Bucs did it, just an all-around effort with the receivers, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, doing their thing, all the way down to Sterling Shepard. Sterling Shepard making huge catches to move the ball. What do you have, a 30-yard catch? And then the running game. I said in my preview I didn't think the Bucs needed to run the ball like to win the game. They just needed to force the Eagles to respect it, and they did much more than that. Both of the running backs, 10 carries, 49 yards. That's a 5-yard per carry average. That'll get it done. That's making the other team respect it. Bucky Irving, his first touchdown as a Buccaneers. Shout out, Bucky. And let's go to this offensive line. Jalen Carter, who looked like an absolute menace against the New Orleans Saints the week before, basically a no-show today. So shout out to that offensive line. We knew they would have their handfuls when you talk about Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, all these guys, and they kind of locked him up. So shout out Cody Mock, Graham Barton, Ben Bredesen, getting the job done in the heat, just play after play, wearing that defensive line down, just knowing that it's them rushing for. They rotate a little bit, but not like a Todd Bowles defense, and they were worn out by the end of the game. Also, Tristan Wirfs, who hasn't been bad by like an NFL player standards, but he hasn't been Tristan Wirfs. Well, we can say that. I mean, what do you do this game? 51 pass protection snaps, 0 pressures allowed. Perfect. A literal perfect game in pass protection from Tristan Wirfs. Some other interesting notes on offense. The Bucs had 20 plays of 10 plus yards, and that's what it felt like all day. It was just chunk play, especially in that first quarter. I mean, the way they just moved the ball down the field, just seeming effortlessly. And then next, feeding into what I was saying, drawing up those quick plays, Baker getting out early. This was Baker's second quickest time to throw in his entire career. So when I said he's getting that ball out quick in this game, and Cohen drawing up those quick plays, those quick passes, those screens, proof is right there. Second fastest in his career. That's the offense that looked a lot more like the offense we saw against the Washington Commanders week 1. And this Eagles defense, it was healthy. Onto the Bucs defense, lights out. Completely lights out. Like I said, didn't allow a first down until the middle of the second quarter, forcing the Eagles to not give Saquon Barkley the ball, which leads to, as I said in my preview, if you limit Saquon Barkley, they're going to be stuck in 3rd and long, and Jalen Hurts is not that guy in terms of forcing him to throw into a tight window to get a first down on a 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 12. It's not his game, and proof is in the pudding. With the receivers he had out there running those routes, they weren't going to get open in time. They weren't, and they didn't get open in time, and Jalen Hurts suffered from it. 6 sacks. 6 sacks from this Bucs defense. This is what we've been waiting for. This is the game we've been waiting for. This is the performance we've been waiting for from this pass rush. 2 sacks from Levante David. 1 from Vita Vea. 1 from Yaya Diaby. 1 from Logan Hall. 1 from Anthony Nelson. Handing out sacks. And it's what I said. Force him into 3rd and long. He's not going to have time to wait for these receivers to get open and somehow fit that ball into a tight window, because I didn't think they were going to be able to get separation against our cornerbacks in our secondary. Levante David appreciation time. Led the team in tackles with 8, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, 1 pass defense that was he nearly got that interception, forced the fumble. He just does it all. He does it all. Legend, absolute legend, and second player ever in Bucs history to record 1,500 total tackles. The other guy, obviously, the one and only Derrick Brooks. But now Levante's right there in that category with Derrick. Special that we've been able to watch him for this long, and he continues at 34 years old to be the best player on the field. Yesterday, it's crazy. The Bucs won the turnover battle with those fumbles, and oh my goodness, freaking Jamel Dean had a 51-yard pick six. Oh my gosh, I was so upset when that got called off by offsetting penalties. Oh my goodness, I wanted that for Jamel so bad, just to boost that confidence. All this talk about he has to catch the ball, he never gets interceptions. He had the 51-yard to the crib. Hopefully the fact that he at least caught the ball and took it all the way, even though it got called back, get that confidence up, and maybe sooner than later, we can see him catch one that counts. Let's continue with some more team history that if you were in the stands at Raymond James Stadium like myself yesterday, you got to witness. Mike freaking Evans becomes the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all-time leading point scorer, overtaking Martin Gramatica. And here's another fun note, take it as you wish. There are only 3 teams in the NFL who have a non-kicker as their leading point scorer. Of course, kickers are the leading point scorers because you think about all the field goals, that's 3 plus 3 plus 3, all the extra points, plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. It's pretty easy for a kicker to lead a team in points. There are only 3 teams who don't have that kicker as their leading point scorer. The Bucs with Mike Evans, the Cowboys with Emmitt Smith, and the 49ers with Jerry Rice. Before we get out of here, some new injuries to note. Trey Palmer did leave the game after his touchdown catch. Concussion, another one of those. And Servassier Dennis left with a shoulder injury that they are calling significant. And that's very concerning, obviously, because they're calling it significant. But the fact that he's had shoulder injuries in the past that have kept him out, it's not good. Hopefully, once they run the test on it, it's not as bad as they thought. But I think, based on what they're saying, we can expect a lot more KJ Britt, maybe some JJ Russell splitting time. And I expect they would call up Antonio Greer from the practice squad, former USF player. So looking ahead to Thursday, of course, it's a short week, so less time to heal for these players. Once again, gonna say this until it happens, hoping to have Kalijah Cansey back, hoping to have Antoine Winfield back against these divisional opponents. If you don't get them for the Thursday game, I mean, you understand it, it's a short week, but hopefully that New Orleans game in 2 weeks, you can have them back then. Love to have them back for one of these two, at least one of these 2 divisional games, but it's one of those things you just gotta wait and see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave your comments down below on this game. What a day it was yesterday. I was out there burning up in the heat and I didn't even care. I was having a great time. And watching all those Philly fans leave the stands, it's not much better. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you have not already. Go Bucks. Y'all have a blessed one. Happy Victory Monday. Celebrate.